Hi guys, and welcome to Real Food. Join us today while we rank and review all of the Final Destination movies. We very recently put out a reaction to the most recent movie, Final Destination Bloodlines, and so we thought it would be fun to share our thoughts and feelings about the entire series here. This video will contain lots of spoilers.
So you've been warned.
Ooh, spooky.
Anything you want to add?
What are we judging these Final Destinations?
We're going to talk about a couple of things, kind of like our favorite death from each movie, the way we would want to die the least, or our most feared death, favorite movie, favorite Tony Todd appearance, and favorite opening. But we'll get to all of that in good time.
Okay.
I will say, I feel, oh my God, yet again, I've embarrassed myself on the internet. I watched Final Destination, I watched Final Destination Bloodlines, and then I watched all of the other movies, and if you watch the reaction, I am pretty clueless.
Which reaction?
It's very apparent that I'm very clueless about many things, and it's like, and then I went back and I watched the other 5 movies, and you kind of point this out several times in the Bloodlines reaction. There's actually a serious, much like Death's design, there's a real pattern to every single movie. Like, they literally all unfold in pretty much the same way.
Mm-hmm.
There's always an opening scene with a premonition and some kind of like big catastrophe that allows our main characters to escape, and then all of the reasons people come to see the Final Destination movies, you watch those survivors get picked off one by one, generally in one of two ways. There's some kind of like Rube Goldberg situation where you have like different things setting off different things that eventually end in their death, or it's like they try to make you think that it could be all of these different things, and then it ends up being something totally random. And then we generally get some kind of information about how some of our survivors could possibly evade death. Many times this information is provided by the legendary Tony Todd.
Be my victim.
Anyways, that's basically the blueprint or the
Death's
design. Yeah, Death's design for each movie. So I get that now. Anyways. Okay. All right. Should we start with the first movie?
Once you really pay attention after the 20th view, it all makes sense.
I just like to lay back and relax. I just let it wash over me. First movie, Final Destination, the original in the year 2000. I gave this one a 3.5 stars.
Okay, yeah.
Our star ratings may.
I don't know how often I put star ratings to things.
Of course. Thought that was a part of it. Okay.
Should I check?
No, you don't have to. Anyways, I'm just saying, like, that's what I am rating it on behalf of Real Food. You as an individual may have rated it differently.
Right.
I just want to put
You said
that
3.5?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
Okay. Starring, of course, Devon Sawa and Stifler. Who could forget Stifler?
Yeah. And that sheriff guy from the My Bloody Valentine 3D remake.
Another classic.
He was in Dawson's Creek. He played the gay student. I don't know.
I've never seen a single episode of that. I couldn't tell you.
And who else is in it? Anyone else?
Ali Larder, I know, is.
Yes. Very
Clear
90s,
Rivers.
very 90s actress.
Is she? See, I don't know her from anything else other than this, honestly.
Is it? Ooh, okay, Varsity Blues, is that the 90s?
Yeah.
She did the whipped cream bikini, I think.
That was her?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit, I just
If
remember
I
the whipped cream bikini.
If it's not her, then I don't know. I forget, I guess. But I was there, so.
Does the movie Batman and Robin ring a bell? I was there!
Okay. The opening scene in this one is the plane crash. So Devon Sawa is the one to have a premonition and ends up saving, a bunch of his classmates so they don't get on this like trip to Paris on the plane. The plane explodes.
No, I think everyone's going to tell you, we're doing X-Files right now, reactions.
Right.
This, I think, started out, it's written and directed by X-Files writer.
Okay.
I believe like someone's going to tell you the IMDb trivia is that it started off as an X-Files episode or an idea for an X-Files episode.
I have heard this. So glad they expanded it to 6 movies. Personally.
No, I think they only were responsible for 2.
Oh,
so.
anyways. Okay, we're going to now go through the deaths. I just want to, and we're going to do this.
What is your relationship? Did you see it?
I was in the theater.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember because, like, also you and I worked in the theater during a couple of these. I honestly.
This was too early for that.
Yeah. Well, was it?
2000.
Yeah. Was it?
Yep. I was.
Okay. I cannot clearly remember seeing a single one of these in theaters, although it's possible. Did you?
I saw this twice in theater.
The first one.
The first one.
Wow.
I think we were like, it was about the ending of like the 90s like slasher revival. I think that was starting to wane.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to Final Destination. It felt like a breath of fresh air for the horror genre. Because I think we were getting into with slashers like I Still Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legends like Final Cut and Valentine. I think we were just like, it had hit its peak already. So
yeah, I feel like, and I think you kind of mentioned this, I think just by the nature of a lot of these movies coming out in the early 2000s, there is a certain mean-spiritedness, je ne sais quoi, that
I've been thinking about this.
Really,
I think this...
It's not great.
Now, I don't blame Final Destination, but I think this is kind of like the beginnings of what's going to be the body horror stuff in the 2000s, because it feels like this is when we started doing a lot of CG, where you could just like cut up a body,
yeah, it's so true.
and, have a bus hit someone or something like that.
It's so true.
But I don't blame it for all that. So I think Saw is the one that really did it. But
not a fan, in case you were wondering.
So the first one, yeah.
I want to be clear that like there are so many deaths that we're going to talk about like the individual deaths that occur on screen after the initial premonition or like the initial the initial kind of like mass incident happens. Like, we're not going to talk about all the people that died in the initial incident, and there are many people who die in between movies. That going there. We're just going to review the deaths, like the individual deaths that happened on screen.
So this was 2000?
This was the year 2000.
Okay, wow. They had that great airplane crash. It's very scary, where the door gets blown out or the side
in
of
the movie you're talking about? Yeah, well, you're also making me think like if this were to be released a year later, we all know it wouldn't be because of a certain terrorist attack. So like,
wait, what happened? I forget.
There's this thing that happened. Okay. Anyways, okay. First death that happens, there is a guy who gets strangled by the clothesline, kind of like in his shower.
Right.
A person gets hit by a bus. A teacher this is one of those...
I felt like the bus hit was also like huge. Like it's the first time someone had really done that, I feel like. That big
Yeah,
shocking...
and then it feels like that gets copied. I'm thinking about Mean Girls.
Oh, it gets copied a lot, I think.
Yeah, where it's like someone backs into a street. What are you doing?
I feel like around that time they were doing that a lot. Like they discovered that we can do a CG body. Like I think Meet Joe Black, Brad Pitt steps out on the street and like his body gets hit and you see him like flip up in the air and then get hit again.
Don't show it. Don't show it.
I'm gonna cut to it right now.
Okay.
Doink.
Okay.
Wasn't that crazy?
Hit by a bus, stabbed by several knives. This is the teacher who dies. This is
pretty good
height. Come on, don't show your hand just yet. But like, this is one of those Rube Goldberg situations where there's like, that's just the end. There's many things that happen before that happens. Somebody else's head, Stifler's head gets sliced by a piece of metal. It gets sliced
like on an angle, right? It's not just like a clean. It's
when
like
a train goes by, there's a piece of metal on the train tracks. And then at the very end, when they think all is well and somebody has escaped death, he gets hit by a falling sign. We have, well, maybe let's do this here. What's your favorite death out of that list?
There's two that come to mind, and
no, you have to pick one. By the way.
Okay, well, I think
that's the rules.
I feel like I'll pick the first one with the kid in the bathroom, only because of like how it works, where he's at the mirror, right, and then Death is doing his little thing of like, I'm a little puddle, I'm coming towards you slowly. And as the puddle of water is coming towards him, he's like doing many things. Like he shaves a little and then he like cuts his little nose hairs and he's constantly doing things. And there's like a really great tension build there. I like that one, although I don't really like the execution of the death. But because I think you're going to pick the teacher, I'm picking... I'll pick that one just because it starts it off, and
it is a good one.
The only thing I will say about that I don't like, and they don't repeat this, is when Death like the water like goes back. I
was just gonna say,
because who's gonna care that there's water on the ground? Who's gonna say like, oh, that was Death? Like,
I know, and I think you're right. I don't think they ever do that again.
No, I don't think
so. Like why Death? come on, Death doesn't have those powers. He mostly just like uses wind to blow things and then like
I can buy
find
that
ways
he's
to like use
water,
water
though.
to like electrocute. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yes,
Right, he gets
but he
sucked
can't suck
back
it back up. Where you know what I mean? Like that's going a little bit too far. So I agree. That's the only complaint I have about that particular death. And you are bang on. My pick is the teacher. I love
It's a
it.
good
I
one.
love it. There are so many little things.
Mhm.
I don't even know why I love it. Other than that, it's just
It's very elaborate though, and like a lot of these deaths are very shocking. Like you know, like the girl gets hit by the bus. That's shocking.
yeah,
And then like Stifler gets his head. It's very quick.
yeah.
Whereas these are kind of like Bill. It's just like the you know, it's almost felt like a setup, like the first big thing, where it sets up all of these things, and then you sort of watch it.
It's the Rube Goldberg
Yeah,
death.
yeah.
You also have the added tension in this particular one of she of course doesn't believe that anything supernatural is going on. There's this like suspicion over Devon Sawa because he had the premonition, and he happens to be creeping outside her house because he believes she is going to be next. She sees him.
He goes in. I think he like holds the knife. Or
Yes,
something.
yes. So there's the whole added tension of that piece too in
Right.
this particular death, which I think just like kind of like amps
That's a
it
great
up.
thing too. Of like he's a suspect, so he's trying to help people out, but he's also being there just makes everything worse.
Yes.
Also,
Yes. I will also say like the fact that police are involved in kind of like questioning.
don't you
him in
feel like
this
they're
one-
the Scully and Mulder? Like they would be Scully and Mulder, being like, "What's happening
Yes.
here?" And then
Totally,
just questioning it, and then not knowing what happened, and then you know.
And that makes sense for the first movie. It does get a little bit tiresome as the other movies progress because
Don't they,
it's like,
don't
well,
they not do that anymore though?
they do and they don't. Like in number 5, they actually do it again a lot.
Well, I feel like in number 2. Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think it like fluctuates depending on the movie.
No,
It's
because
just-
number 2, there is a cop part of it, so they don't have to go through that whole thing.
There's one where they completely just disregard it, which I think good.
3,
We
right?
don't. I
Yeah.
think so. Like we don't need to see that. Anyways, for this one, I think it's totally fair that he would be questioned about like what's going on. How do you know that these things are going to happen? Why are you at the scene of all these crimes? Okay, which death would you fear the most?
Which death would I fear? I would hate to be in that airplane.
Oh, really?
Oh God.
Okay, that's pretty bad.
Unless it's like quick. No, that's like getting sucked out
Right,
and
that's
watching
pretty
people
bad.
get sucked out.
I kind of didn't even consider that because my answer is the bathroom death. It's
Mm,
also prolonged.
choking.
Like a lot of these are like very just like quick.
Yeah.
I guess the teacher death isn't, but like getting the guy that gets choked by a clothesline, that's just bad. And so many things are happening too where he's trying to like save himself and like it's just so frantic and
Mhm.
horrible and like that would be just a brutal way to go. So
Wait, and they show us like eyes, like going all red and stuff like that.
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. We have a Tony Todd appearance.
I'm gonna
in
say
this
this is my
movie.
favorite Tony
Why
Todd.
are you saying that already?
I thought we were going to.
Okay, go ahead, I guess.
No, it's my favorite only because of the line that I'm
It
gonna
is so good.
that I'm gonna play right now. Being
And you don't even want to fuck with that Mac Daddy.
Wasn't that a crazy line? You feel like, you know, sometimes Tony Todd, you feel like he adds like things to it.
He is so good at being like, there is something about a person who can
Who knows
be
himself?
both like, well, but also like, he is so calm but menacing. And to be able to contain those two things, I don't know, it just takes a special kind of person. And like, I think not only is his performance in this first movie great, it's like the environment is particularly creepy too. They're in like some like undergroundy morgue thing.
Well, it's always great because you have to have characters who are like, have to go see a creepazoid in order to know what's happening.
Always.
Right?
Hey, I'm an expert in this, and you need to do
Yeah.
this, that, and that to get out of this situation.
And if anyone has to talk a bunch and it's Tony Todd,
Oh, he's
that's
so
the perfect,
charismatic.
It's the perfect thing.
He's so charismatic. we can't say enough about his amazing voice,
No,
and he just
we
has
both
such a
love him.
presence about him.
Candyman, and if you watch our Wishmaster reaction, he plays a bouncer in that, and he's great.
Johnny Valentine.
The name is Valentine. Johnny Valentine.
Anyways,
Yeah, we love him.
he is known as William Bloodworth in this movie,
Right.
or in this series.
And they were kind of setting him up. Maybe we'll talk about this, and we talked about kind of in our Bloodlines reaction, but they were kind of setting him up as he was Death. He was like
they kind of go back and forth on that, don't they?
Mhm.
They're not consistent.
No.
Which
They tease it. But I guess Bloodlines makes it.
apparent that he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I would prefer that he's not, and he's just. I think he appears in most movies as a coroner, but they do kind of like flip flop a little bit with like, is he somehow complicit in Death's design?
Or is he like, being like, is he Death's like, walking
Little,
around
like,
human version of him or
yeah.
whatever?
Yeah, I would rather him just be a coroner who's providing like has this insight and is providing helpful information.
I
to
feel
people.
like since Bloodlines, he died right after that, and he clearly looked sick. I reacted not great to that, but he looked. I hadn't seen him in a while, so that was like kind of tough for me to hear him and see him look so sick. But like I feel like because of that, and that was his last one, they wanted to have him go out be a helpful character.
Which, yeah, approve.
Yeah.
I approve of this choice. Final Destination 2 from 2003. This is one of the more popular ones in the series, from what I understand. I actually gave it, it's got my second lowest score at 2.5.
This is a very popular one, I think, because of the opening premonition.
So, let's go to that. Opening scene is...
one of the best.
I would
honestly.
agree. You know why? Because we can all relate to passing a large truck, in this case, a truck carrying many logs on a highway.
And it's clearly
We've all
had
been
some
there.
kind of effect on people, because it's just showing back up in Bloodlines and having like a huge part, it feels
yes.
like.
It's also very well, I think this one was directed by a stunt person.
Yeah, or
I forget his name, sorry. Something Ellis, I think.
right.
Anyways, it's so well executed.
Absolutely.
So, like, it's...
and minimal CGI, too, it feels like.
A lot of good practical stuff. Just relatable.
I don't even know how you make a scene like that. Like, I think it's incredible.
Anyways, incredibly well executed. Probably, I don't know if it's like the most well-known scene.
It's the best scene
all
in
of
that
the
movie.
franchise. Yeah.
In that whole movie.
Yeah.
So effective.
Now, I will say all of the subsequent Final Destination movies after the first one have some kind of like twist or like gimmick, which kind of like is like a play on or like adds something to the first
I
one.
like that.
The twist in this one, you're gonna have to help me out here because I actually still don't really totally understand. The people who survived the initial opening crash in this movie, all of them are somehow related to people who died in the plane crash in the first movie. I think that's the simplest way of putting it.
I think at one point there's a scene where they're driving somewhere, all of them.
They do
and
talk
saying
about it.
how they were all kind of affected by characters who had survived the plane crash of the first movie.
And as a result, they survived a incident where
separate
they would
incident.
have died.
Yes.
And because they didn't die in that incident, now is death is out to correct that and out to get them.
Because Death has to correct himself for the first movie, it has repercussions, and he's got to kind of correct more things.
But were they also not characters on the... So now he's extra pissed because he's like,
well, I was supposed to get you all in the car crash, and no, I didn't get you all in the car crash. And this is fumble number 2, and it's like, gotta go, Death.
Oh, boy.
is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Simple enough.
Now, this is an interesting one because I feel like this one is the most related to Bloodlines. They bring up the main character's name, Tony Todd does, saying that she's the only one who survived.
Clear Rivers?
Not Clear Rivers, she's dead. AJ Cook as like the main premonition. Something Corman, they mention her name as...
The actress who survives in this one? The
Mamie.
Mamie?
She survives in this one. And apparently, according to Tony Todd, she's the only one who actually survived by dying and then coming back to life.
Oh, in Bloodlines. He's, okay.
I think that's why the logs are come back.
Okay. Also, you're making me think of like, this is the only one where a character from the subsequent movie returns.
Yes.
And so we have Ali Larter as Clear Rivers,
Yes,
dumbest name in the world.
I think
returns.
Right, but she dies pretty bad.
Yep.
But
spoiler.
Well, this is a spoiler.
I know.
Also, they imply or they tell you that like Devon Sawa's character got hit by a falling brick.
It's pretty insulting.
But I think he didn't want to come back, right?
Okay, the deaths in this movie. So this is a Rube Goldberg one, which I love. There's a guy who wins the lottery. He's in his apartment. All of these things are happening, and oh my god! And
it plays off some great things like
garbage
the garbage disposal.
Classic. It tricks you until the very end. You think he survives. A fire escape ladder falls inches from his face, and don't you know, just as you think he's going to be fine, it smashes through his skull and kills him.
His eye. Well, and people will say that on his fridge, before the scene, there's magnets that spell out the word eye.
Yes. One of the magnets falls into a frying pan, I believe, and leaving the word eye on the fridge. A adolescent, he's not really a child. I think his age is debatable. Next death is flattened by a pane of falling glass.
Right.
Don't say anything.
Kind of another callback to Bloodlines, a little bit.
Is it?
To a child getting just smushed by a falling something.
We support children death in this movie.
If they're kind of like little jerks.
Somebody is decapitated by elevator doors. somebody's head is impaled by a pipe just as they are being rescued, and so they're using I think it's the jaws of life to separate this car, get her out, and then the airbag goes off and a pipe goes into the back of her head,
which causes an explosion, and it takes a barbed wire fence, sends it flying, and
that's all in one thing.
cuts a guy in 3 or 4 pieces.
Yes, I believe it's 3.
I don't know. His arm also falls.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a really good memory of this.
It's a great effect.
So
honestly.
sliced into pieces by whipping barbed wire
Mhm.
fence, and then at the very end, I also think a youngish person is incinerated by. Oh no,
Yes.
sorry. Ali Larder and
Incinerated.
another person is incinerated
Yes.
by an exploding oxygen tank, and then a person at the end is killed by an exploding barbecue.
Yeah.
Best kill.
This is a tough one.
Favorite kill.
Favorite kill. Okay, I'm gonna say favorite kill. Don't call me crazy. Don't call me. I'm gonna say okay. This one actually has a lot of great kills. I'm gonna say this.
does,
a lot
actually.
of really
It
fake
really
looking,
does.
great, effective kills in this one. I don't love the edgelordiness of all of the characters in this one, or the edgelordiness of the vibe of the movie, where it's just it's a little gross. I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't
Yeah, I'm with you.
feel right.
I'm
I don't
with
know. And all of these movies kind of.
Well, they're in the 2000s. That's what the
Maybe
way
that's
the
what it is.
characters are. It's just it is. There's a mean spiritedness to a lot of it that I'm just I'm not really a fan of that. But
Yeah, okay, so I will say, call me whatever, but when that kid gets smushed by that glass.
you know what? I'm with you. So call me whatever too.
It's really great.
There's just it's okay. We can laugh because he's not a baby, but he's a
And the scene
It's the
before that when
effect, it's the
he's at
effect.
the dentist is very effective, I think.
See, I don't like that. That's one of those ones where I totally do not like.
Oh.
That's the hey, we're gonna show you all these things. It could kill him. It's not killing him, and then all of a sudden this random thing kills him. I just thought the dentist. I hated it. All these random crazy things happening. A fish mobile falls into his mouth. He almost chokes. I don't know. It's crazy.
I think I said this during the reaction, but the Final Destination movies have a great way of putting characters in scenarios that we all have to sometimes be in.
The dentist
and we
thing,
imagine
yes.
things,
Why
right.
do you then do a completely random fish mobile? That's what bothers
Well,
me.
it kind of feels like the writing was written the way that that first kill was set up with the guy, where you think it's going to be a bunch of things. It's just to get him into another scenario where something else is going to hit you.
Which I get. I
in a
just think
surprising
there are
way.
so many more terrors simply associated with the dentist. Stick with that. You don't need to
Yeah.
go crazy and have all these other. There's
I see what you're saying.
pigeons hitting the window, and then it's this fish mobile, and it's no, just have it be the dentist things that are the terror, because that's what we can relate to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, I agree with you. My favorite death also. Smushed by a plane of glass. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a hilarious effect.
The guy that gets separated by the barbed wire fence is also
pretty good too. But this one's your favorite?
It is because of the reaction. How this is a perfect Final Destination moment where
It really
it's
does come out of
gross.
nowhere.
It's gross in a fun way.
Mm-hmm.
It's thrilled you in a surprising way,
Yeah.
without you making you feel I don't know, terrible.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
agree. I agree. Most feared death.
Ooh, okay. The being burned alive. That one guy in the opening, the guy that gets the eye thing. In the opening car wreck, he gets
Oh.
burned alive and he's flailing and stuff like that.
It's funny, in all of these situations, I never think about the opening scene, but that counts. He's still alive, and then the car gets set on fire, and you see it happen. Is that
And
what
he's
you're
still
talking about?
he's on
Yeah.
fire, and
Yeah.
just being on fire is one of the worst.
You know
for
what?
me.
I see you there, but you know what? I'm still going with my original, which was decapitated by elevator doors. For me, the most horrible kills are always the ones that I can be I could relate to that, because every time you get in an elevator, it's you could think oh my god, imagine if you just got shut into the elevator
Right.
door.
That is that thing too of she's oh, my son died, so I don't want to live anymore, and that's happening. She's I don't want to die.
I
And it's
know.
I don't know.
I
That's
know.
the kind of thing that I don't like about this movie. Right?
Oh, because it's kind of sad, actually.
well, it's less trying to be so. I don't know. It's just trying too hard to be effective.
Mostly it's
It
hilarious.
feels I don't know if around this time if anyone has seen The Butterfly Effect. It feels the most like that movie, where it's what is this crap? Who wrote this?
Mostly I find the elevator death hilarious because it's just a man in the elevator, which is part
This
of
is
the
what
Rube
I'm
Goldberg
talking
thing,
about.
who has a wire basket full of prosthetic arms.
and he sniffs her hair, and you're just like, every
Does
character, like every character's a mutant, disgusting sicko, you know?
It grabs onto her braid. It's a whole situation. Anyways, Tony Todd appears very similar to the first one. He's like in like some kind of like morgue situation, right? Do you know the only thing I remember about this Tony Todd appearance?
It's the let me see, the nipple piercing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I remember too.
He's literally just like doing stuff to a dead body as they're like getting intel from him, and he's like ripping piercings out just with like pliers.
He's an evil death version of Tony.
This is where they
yes.
kind of imply like, is he deaf?
Yeah, he's the less helpful version in this one. He's starting to be like a creepy.
Yeah, I don't, not my preferred appearance.
Yeah.
Final Destination 3 from 2006. Oh, did I say I gave the last one 2.5 stars?
Oh,
if I
wow.
didn't say it.
That might be controversial. I know,
I know.
it's a lot of people's favorite
Yeah,
one.
I get
but
it.
I agree with you. I don't know about the star rating, but like.
Okay. I get it though, why people like it. Final Destination 3, 2006, I gave 3 stars. For this one, the opening scene is a roller coaster accident. I liked this one. Again, it's like relatable enough. Many people have been in a roller coaster, and I'm sure we've all had the thought of like, oh my god, imagine if this thing malfunctions. A twist, gimmick, whatever you want to call it in this one is, which is so funny because this is so very 2006. The main character played by
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Thank you. She's too good for these. Yeah, she's too good for these movies.
I think she is just on par.
She uses like a digital camera.
Which were probably new at the time,
hilarious. Right? Oh my god, I remember that. Like having a digital camera and you like bring it with you and you take pictures of everything. So she's using this digital camera to put together hints and figure out like who's gonna die and how they're gonna die.
I love this. I will say this is James Wong has returned, I believe, for this one.
Did he do the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
He's back. I actually like this gimmick. It's something new. It feels very Goosebumps, like say cheese and die.
It's a thing that they're doing, which I like. Like
it's something like you have to like figure out from the picture
pictures.
how the person's going to die.
Yep.
So I think it's something at least.
I agree. Okay, the deaths in this one. Now, I never remember people's names, but these 2 names I do remember. We have the Ashleys, because there's 2 Ashleys, which is they're going for a thing here where they're like, how would you describe them? Very like High School Musical.
I would say very Paris Hilton-y.
There you go.
At the time.
That's a better description. Yeah,
Like
that's so hot. That's so hot.
That whole reality show. Reality.
They die in tanning beds. Then you have, again, another great name, Frankie Cheeks. Why? Why do we need to know his name is Frankie Cheeks? But it is. The back of his head gets shredded by a truck engine.
Right, like the fan of a truck.
Yep. Then a weightlifter, his head gets crushed in between 2 weights.
Right.
Then that woman's head you're talking about, it gets hit repeatedly by a nail gun. Her boyfriend goes a little bit cuckoo, and then he is, oh no, wait, somebody dies before that, pardon me. A random friend gets impaled by a falling flagpole. The boyfriend then gets crushed by a cherry picker, and then finally in the end scene, this is also, I should have mentioned, this is also, it repeats sometimes, I guess not always. At the end, you'll have whatever survivors remain get killed in another kind of like big incident.
It's never over, basically.
Yes. So in this case, they get killed in a subway crash, including Mary Elizabeth
Winstead. Yeah. I guess number 2 is the only one she survives, I guess.
Well, in number 1, all of those people do eventually die in between movies, but they don't show you that on screen.
Right.
Favorite death?
It's got to be the tanning bed.
Oh, I'm with you.
This is great.
I love it. It's so good. Anyone who's ever been in a tanning
you think about this.
Oh my god! It's like I want to close this thing all the way.
And I hate burning, but like this is actually pretty effective.
Well, all I know is what a freaking horrible. I feel like being burned alive by actual fire must be horrible enough. This is gotta be
roasted.
Worse. This has got to be worse.
This is why
like
I won't
a slow
watch that
burn.
Eli Roth Thanksgiving movie.
No, I did, and don't do it.
Also, Eli Roth. Yeah.
Don't. I did it. Don't do it. I actually hate that I did it. Okay.
You watched it?
It was like out of the corner of my eye, and it was bad enough that way. It was bad. It was bad. Don't. I can't. Okay, I'm having PTSD. Okay. Most feared death. We already say it on 1, 2, 3. Tanning bed. Okay, you didn't do it.
Well, I was trying to think about all of them. I'm like 3 seconds.
We know. You just know.
I don't.
It's instant with this one. The
Yes.
friggin' tanning bed.
But as two people who've been on a lot of rides and roller coasters,
no, I don't
there's
care.
something-
Flinging off a ride. would
we
be
have
pretty
been
bad.
on. We've actually been on a water roller coaster that malfunctioned.
I actually
So-
got really scared.
Yeah, I mean,
We went down about like 5 centimeters, and
we were supposed to keep going, and it's just.
but we were in really cold water, which was bad.
Yeah, we got to go through the liminal space of like inside the inner workings of the water park. Anyway,
Anyways, we all know it's the tanning bed. It's like there's no question here. That's the worst death.
right, because it's so like the guy
Shred my
getting
head apart. Hit me with a nail
That's
gun.
quick. I don't know
impale
what's
me.
going on,
No.
worst death probably, but the idea of being on a ride that's
I guess I always convinced myself that I could hang on if I needed to. Now,
oh my god, yeah, okay.
okay, moving on. Tony Todd he himself does not make an appearance, but his voice, I think this is interesting. His voice provides,
So what do you make of this then?
what do you mean?
Now is this canon?
I think
Is this
this
Bloodworth?
movie just goes all, no,
Is
it's
this
not.
Bloodworth?
Movie,
So
now hold on, we gotta tell the people. His voice is the animatronic of the devil that is at the entrance of the
roller coaster.
roller coaster. So I guess hence why people think, oh, is he the devil? Because this is more evidence in that direction.
He seems to be.
No, I just think they don't care what they're doing and they're just making it up movie by movie.
He's like the Bruce Campbell in all the Spider-Man movies, where he's just a different guy. in
It's
each
somewhat
one.
related, but it changes movie to movie. I don't know. It's fun. Whatever. I always want to see him in person, but
This is the most
I'll take what I can
disappointing, I think, because
why?
because I think this is one of the better ones.
Which
Yeah.
I think is also not. It's not. A lot of people like this one too.
Do they? I think this one is not like
I
at all.
think two is more widely loved, whereas this one is more like people kind of like love it or hate it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I think there's still a large proportion of people who like it. You have really good actors in this movie. There's also it's more like sentimental maybe almost than other ones, but also I think funny.
She's also trying to stop her sister from dying.
That's what I mean.
and-
Like there's that like, oh, my boyfriend died and I'm
Yeah.
trying to connect. Like there's that like sentimentality that doesn't exist in all of them. The characters I think are a little bit more like well defined.
something
but
that
also,
comes back in Bloodlines. I feel like where
True,
these
yeah.
characters have more
Yeah.
connections with each other and relationships with
Yeah.
each other.
I like this one. The Final Destination. You think they were planning on making this the final one? Well, The Final Destination 2009. This one I think is, even just, widely considered to be the worst one. I gave it a 1.5 stars.
Stinky!
It's no good. None
Talk
of it
about
is good.
talk about mean
It
spirited.
got even meaner somehow.
Oh man,
It's not
I
even
don't
worth.
like, and like I think they tried to justify it by being like, there are so many mean-spirited people who meet horrible deaths, and so it's like we're supposed to want to relish in that. But I don't want to watch it.
It makes you disconnected from actually
I
liking
don't
any of
wanna-
the characters.
Yeah, I don't want to watch
So,
it.
and it doesn't have any actors whatsoever. The person with the premonition is terrible.
I see. I don't
no,
even remember.
not
who is it?
charismatic. Nobody knows.
Is
Who
it a
knows?
man? Is it a man?
I think it's a man. If I remember correctly, it's a man.
No, it is. It is.
You
It
just
is.
watched all these too, but
Literally like yesterday.
I think it has the worst actors,
It
the
does.
worst opening scene.
the opening scene is a race car. It's like a race car track where something goes wrong.
I guess
and-
that's why you have so many racist characters. Is 'cause-
Yeah, it's not memorable at all. Like I'm having to look at all of these things because I actually don't remember how people die in this one, except for one
The
particular
one
one.
part-
We
yes,
know.
we
We'll
both-
get there.
I think it's going to be our both like we
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to die this way.
The like twister gimmick, if you will, in this one is 3D, which is also the
It's not a twister gimmick.
Well, it's a gimmick.
I mean, not a
it's
real
the
one.
worst. Every time this guy has a premonition, it appears in the worst CG.
Wait, is this the ones
3D?
where you see people like in a Romeo Must Die, like you see their skeletons get like?
That's at the very end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you see every time he has a premonition, kind of many things appear in 3D, but his premonitions in particular take the form of like 3D visions that are all CG. It looks so bad. It looks worse than 2009. It looks
This is a
bad.
bad one. This is a bad one. No Tony Todd also, right? If I
Also
remember correctly.
horrible. No Tony Todd. So the deaths, the first death is a blatant racist gets dragged behind his own truck and then set ablaze, which I guess you're supposed to like because he's
Oh.
about to like set a cross on fire on this guy's lawn, and then he gets like dragged by a truck, and okay, we all get it, but it's still, I don't want to be a part of this. A mom gets a flying rock through an eye. The rock gets picked up. A rock that her son threw gets picked up by a lawnmower.
I also want
and
to say
shot
the
through her
way
eyeball.
this movie looks, it looks cheap.
It does actually.
It looks like badly directed. Like it looks like there's no
Do we know
mood
who
or
directed
shadow.
this one?
No clue. I didn't even look it up. It looks like a commercial or like a CW or like a made-for-TV
It's bad.
kind of thing.
Somebody gets blasted into a fence that slices him into pieces. Somebody gets their insides sucked out by like a pool drain or something. I don't even know quite how the logistics work
I
there.
think we both know what we're shooting.
Somebody gets crushed by a falling bathtub in a hospital, a giant bathtub. Somebody gets run over by an ambulance. And then at the end, all of our remaining survivors get hit by a truck and killed. Favorite death?
I don't have any favorites.
Well, you have to pick like okay, most noteworthy, because I agree with you. I don't want to like any of these.
Most noteworthy is
Ready?
the guy
1,
who gets
2,
himself
3,
sucked out of his hole.
I don't even like. I know I just watched this. I don't know quite what happens. Why is there a drain at the bottom of a pool that's just like open?
I
And,
feel like
and he goes
something
down.
hits something, pressure builds up.
Well,
or
he goes down
something.
there to get his lucky coin, and then somehow his butt gets stuck to it, and then
No
he's
one
like,
has a lucky coin.
he's like,
No one has a lucky coin. In movies, when someone has like, I got a lucky whatever, no one has that.
all I know
Oh, I
is you
need to-
watch this guy's intestines get sucked up through his butt, and is not good. So our most feared way to die:
Yeah, I don't want my.
intestines sucked out of your butt.
I don't want anything sucked out of my butt.
Okay. Say no more. Shall we move on to the next one?
Nothing sucked out of my butt.
Okay, I'm with you.
It's
Final Destination 5.
part of my wedding vows.
Final Destination 5, 2011. I gave this 3 stars. This is, I think, also another favorite for people, which I get. Opening scene is a bridge collapse. Also kind of like pretty relatable thing, I
Mhm.
think, right? Like it's like,
I think we all think that going if you
when you're on a
drive,
long bridge, you're
or
like,
if you
okay,
drive over a bridge, you think like
especially
if
if it's
I
windy.
if I swerve,
Oh,
I'm taking everyone out.
or it's like, am I far enough across the
Or-
bridge now that like,
Or
you
I
know,
I
like,
believe like they're working on it too, which is also
they are
frightening,
construction.
right? Yeah,
Is that, should that be allowed? I guess that's the thing.
it happens. Like how else if people can't get across, what are they gonna do?
The deaths, so there is like, this one I kind of got to explain because it's all good. There is a screw on a balance beam. We have a
Mhm.
gymnast narrowly avoiding it, one of our main characters. She then gets off the balance beam. We have another gymnast get on. She happens to step on the screw. She hits like the chalk or whatever they have, for their hands, and then that then blinds our main character who's currently on the bars, who then falls and completely like just I guess falls in a way where she like snaps her own spine. She just falls
Crumples.
into. She crumples. She crumples. It's so not believable, but it's enjoyable.
I'll
So
go back to this one. I want to talk about this one because I think
Okay.
it's well done.
Okay. We then have probably, I don't know, this guy he is amongst the most hateable characters in this series. Just a really bad womanizing type character.
There's so many in these movies.
goes for acupuncture, and again, it's one of the Rube Goldbergs where
Pretty good, right? If this feels like the tanning booth
oh
kind of
man,
thing.
right? Because we all think it. It's like he's sitting there with all these needles, and then he falls off the table. All the needles go into his skin. This happens to be as a fire is starting in the room, but that doesn't get him. What gets him is a Buddha statue, which of course he comments on his way into the room,
Mhm.
falls and smushes his head. They really love like things falling and exploding on people. Then this one is so unbelievable. Like, okay, many of these are, but this one is just like, are you kidding me? This woman's getting a laser eye surgery.
Still though,
Oh, this is good. She's getting laser eye surgery. It goes wrong. It's lasering her everywhere, and she's like, ah! And she still is surviving somehow. But then launches herself out a window. I think watch MythBusters. This is literally physically impossible. You cannot give
Just
yourself
run out a
enough
window.
momentum to fall out a window. But that's what she does.
well, laser eye surgery is something
Just
we
stick with that,
all
man.
think
Stick
about,
with that because
right?
that was
Uh-huh.
horrifying. That was
And we
absolutely
all
horrifying.
think about Homer's eyes
Okay.
crusting over, which I'm going to cut to now.
No.
Wink.
You gotta use these drops. They prevent your eyes from crusting over.
Okay, blame him. Blame him. Then a man's head gets impaled by a factory hook.
Okay.
This is a quote unquote murder because he's not actually one that's a part of the original death design.
Mm.
This is like the guy who was supposed to die pushes this man,
to
the
sort of-
factory worker.
to take his
No,
confront
not
his-
intentionally, but to be
Oh.
like, we have to move out of the way, something's coming. And in so doing, this factory worker
Causes
gets
a murder.
hooked. And then there's discrepancy about whether or not this is a murder. Because,
But don't we learn in Bloodlines that is possible? You take someone else's life.
yes, that's part of the lore. And they explain this in this. If you murder a person, it saves your own life. But there's controversy at the end of this movie. We'll get there.
But also,
So-
if you even play the game, Tony Todd explains this in 1.
But remember the risk of cheating the plan, of disrespecting the design, could incite a fury that could terrorize even the Grim Reaper.
And I believe Iris
Yep.
explains it in Bloodlines 6, is that even if you help others mess with the design or help others get safe, it comes back at you.
Okay.
It can get
See-
messy, is what they say.
Well, okay.
And Tony Todd says something like the Mac Towdy line, which I've already cut to, you don't want to mess with the design or else it's going to
fair enough, because
Come
it
back
kind of
at you.
actually bothers me what happens, because which I thought was interesting. There was he pushes this guy, I think, in his heart to save him, but it ends up killing him. And then there's conversation about well, does this count as a murder? Because if so, you're saved. And initially they imply that this man's life is then saved.
Now
We
they are
find that-
wrestling with those ideas too in number 3, aren't we? Where
Yes.
they're sort of.
Yes.
And that's what I like about number 3 is that they're debating if I do this, they're starting
Then
to get
what?
the ideas.
But I do think the lore is somewhat messy
yeah,
about
well,
what the rules exactly
I don't think
are.
there are any rules since it's death, no one can know, and Tony Todd's the closest thing we have that everyone's just guessing about what these.
Spooky. Then the guy from Anchorman is killed by a flying wrench at the factory as well. And then we have 2 deaths, and here we go again where it's so a cop gets shot, and then the main character ends up stabbing his friend with a meat skewer because his friend is trying to kill him as a way to avoid death. So here we have 2 deaths that are not directly caused or as a result of death's design specifically,
Right, he's
but
probably
by
like,
other people.
Thanks. Yeah.
And then at the end, and here's the twist, at the end we find out
This is a
that
great twist.
all
by
of
way.
the survivors who we know from this movie end up on the plane that is featured in the first movie where everybody dies. So they end up dying anyways. And we see the main character gets just torched.
It's a
Favorite-
good movie. I think this is a good one.
I liked it. I give it a 3 stars. I liked it. Favorite death?
Can I hear them again?
The gymnast who snaps in half,
Mhm,
the guy whose head is exploded by Buddha, the
mhm,
woman who falls through the window after laser eye surgery,
mhm.
the guy who is impaled by a factory hook, and the man who is killed by a flying wrench.
I'm going to say the gymnast one.
Yeah.
I think it's a great setup,
I'm with
even
you.
though if I feel it has a lot of tension
Yeah.
with that screw being there, and it does that thing again where we've all watched people do this, and we've all thought about what would happen if they something
Just
goes
full on
wrong,
stepped on a thing.
or if they
Watching a gym routine. Or
yeah,
something.
or if they miss something or something like that. I think
Yeah.
we all have these thoughts, and I think that just being there, it's so small, just that little screw is just in a place where I think it's so well executed, even if you don't like the result of the death, where
because
I
it's
think-
so unrealistic.
I think some of these deaths have a problem of the CG factor, and that
Yeah.
you feel so much of some of these, or the setup of some of these, that when it's just a little CG body that gets blown up,
Crumpled.
it kind of just who cares,
Yeah, you're
right?
so right. Sometimes these things are so elaborate, the setup, the tension here is so simple, but
And
so
that's what we love
good.
about Halloween, right? It's more about the tension than it
Yeah.
is about the kill
Yeah.
itself, right?
In this case, though, I like both, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would agree with you. My favorite is the gymnast.
Oh yeah, yours too.
Oh yeah, because
Okay.
it's so simple, but it's so good. 'Cause
I
we've all
thought you
been
didn't
there.
you didn't like the end, how her body kind of becomes a little CG body.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all of the tack or the screw for me. Most feared death.
Acupuncture,
Yeah, me too. Me too. I didn't think you were gonna say that.
just a panicking.
Also, it's it's not even about getting the head
Okay.
smashed, because that would be sweet relief. The
Yeah.
idea of falling off a table with needles in
Yeah.
you is just again, it's one of those relatable things where we all know what that feels like to have a needle in you.
Right.
Can you imagine? I cannot even imagine. Anyways, horrifying. Tony Todd.
Laser Eye's pretty good though too.
It is, but that's why I'm
It's the
mostly
depth of-
annoyed by
yeah.
how she does, because I'm like, this is so dumb. Tony Todd appears several times in this one. This is actually maybe one of my, not my favorite.
And the lead guy is better
He's
than
good
the one
enough.
before.
Yeah,
and
he
I find
is.
it interesting that like psychic characters are in these movies are men sometimes. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's true.
oftentimes a woman is the psychic character, and he's not bad. He's just like not great, right? Like he's not.
Standard model. Not
I think a
noteworthy.
bit better than standard. A bit better, but
Okay, you heard it here
he's no
first.
Devon Sawa. Am I right, people? Am I right?
Tony Todd makes several appearances in this movie, which I actually like, because that's a little bit different for him. So he like
Mhm.
shows up at the funeral initially. We're not really quite sure what his deal is, and then he shows up at I think 2 of the subsequent deaths, and then finally the people are like, "What are you doing?" He whistles also, which I don't know if he does in the other movies, but like I don't know. Again, he's so good at being like, I'm so calm and steady,
Mhm.
but also there's something so menacing about me. But again, he provides them with important information about how they can possibly save themselves. He's a coroner again in this movie. That's why
Okay.
they're like, "Why are you everywhere we're going?" And he's like, "I'm here to clean up the mess," or whatever. He's so good. He's so
Oh my
good.
gosh,
Anyways,
yeah.
I actually really enjoyed his appearances in this one. Okay, so Final Destination Bloodlines 2025. I gave this a 3.5 stars. The opening scene is at, I think it's called like Skyview Restaurant. It's one of those like
Mhm.
restaurants that's like way up in a tall building so you can see the sky. The twist in this one, which I actually really liked, is like because this woman in particular survived the Skyview restaurant collapse, she then had a bunch of family who had a bunch of family who had a bunch of family, hence bloodlines, and now Death is having to go and kind of like clean up that mess. Like all of these
She was never
births-
supposed to. Yeah.
Right, who had all of this family that was created as a result of this person surviving should not have been created, and so he's there to kind of
Yeah.
like reverse that and kill all
Family
these people.
bloodlines is very set up from the beginning, where she's on a date, she's gonna get married, and she's also
Pregnant.
pregnant. Like they do set up all that stuff.
I
up.
think I think that's a really interesting
and you see
twist. I
Tony
like
Todd
that.
as a young boy, and then like his mother too. So I do like it. I wish there was one more twist to the movie, and I feel like it's a compromised third act, honestly.
Oh yeah, and you've suggested. I think a lot of these third acts are not maybe like the best.
No, but I feel like in this one especially, they were setting things up that never got paid off, or they were alluding to things that they just never got brought up again.
Paco,
Well,
the turtle.
Or not only that, it just feels like that third act, if you watch it, it's so abrupt, and it's so like, we gotta go, and you're just like, why? Why do you gotta go?
Yeah, I do have some questions too I'm going to get to about this one.
Okay.
Okay, so the deaths, so this Irish woman who survived the Skyview collapse, she is...
First interesting thing, actually, I'll say that happens, is they mess with the structure of the film, these
Oh, yeah.
films, where they don't tell you initially that the first thing you're seeing is a premonition.
You're just in it.
Yeah,
And then that premonition actually happens to be not by the person who had it initially, but by the relative.
And this causes kind of like you slowly get fed information, then you slowly start to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Which is a nice
That's
kind
a
of
good
change.
twist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's just a nice way of structuring the film.
Yeah,
After
I think
we know what's going on
For
already.
most people who aren't as clueless as me, you have enough awareness of the format that this kind of keeps you on your toes.
Right.
Okay, so the woman who survives the Skyview collapse, initially Iris, she is killed. She's the first to kill. She's impaled by a weather vane.
She also saves Tony Todd.
Yes, she does because of the premonition.
Yeah.
Then
William Bloodworth with a
William
U.
Bloodworth. William J. Bloodworth.
With a U instead of 2 O's.
That makes it a real name. Then a man steps on a piece of glass. I think this was in the trailer. There's like a piece of glass in a cup.
Yeah.
Somebody throws that out because there's a bug in it or something. A man subsequently then steps on the piece of glass. All of these Rube Goldbergs things are happening in the background, and that causes a lawnmower to go
Yes.
over his face.
Well, but first, the first thing we see him, he is using the lawnmower.
Oh,
I
is
believe.
he?
I believe
Interesting.
when she goes to visit him, he turns it off.
Okay, I like that.
So.
Okay. Then a person is crushed by a compactor of a garbage truck.
Mhm.
We have somebody who is kind of like sucked into an MRI machine. They're being like crushed by a wheelchair that's being pulled into an MRI machine, and they are subsequently being sucked into it as well. Then you have another kind of MRI death. A spring from a vending machine is being attracted to the MRI magnet, and it kind of like hits somebody through the
And then
eye
just
into their
kind of-
head.
Kind of like spins into their brain or whatever.
We have then the mom of the main character who is killed. She's smashed by a falling lamppost, and then the two mainies who are left at the end are crushed by falling logs.
Like grapes, they just go.
Okay, favorite death.
Favorite death in this one. This one was tough. Okay, so the way that they did these deaths felt very like they really like to show you things. Right? Like I feel like in the Final Destinations, like Stifler gets his head, right? It's kind of quick, or in the background, or like someone gets hit. I feel like in this one, they really show you how it impacts and crunches up the body and like smushes it up and stuff like that, which I don't love. I just thought was like kind of interesting in this one. Like when the father character gets his head in it, we cut to a shot, only because I had to like edit all of these. You cut to a shot of literally inside what the fan is of all like the stuff smushing.
Oh.
And even the MRI machine, like you cut where all the stuff is like inside where everything's just being like pushed through.
Ew.
Where was I going with this? I don't know.
Is that your
feel
favorite
like,
death?
I feel like, and same with the garbage truck. I just want to talk about the deaths, like the way they're presented to you. You see a lot more in these ones. I feel like you linger more on like the slow impact of these.
I don't know how
things.
I feel about that, honestly.
I don't either, but like I thought it was an interesting thing to do, considering like you see a lot more in these than I've ever seen. Like the garbage thing.
Because I'm used to being like a 90s horror person. It's more like it's more like glossy than like gross.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily a fan of seeing all these things.
Even I was shocked to see the little Tony Todd, even though it's a premonition, like the little boys like falling through the air in the beginning.
know.
It's just like
I think my favorite
shocking.
is the guy getting crushed by the wheelchair by the MRI machine. I don't even know why.
I think mine is the favorite death. That's hard. Like I like the setups more than I like the deaths. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like the dad dying, I think that's a great scene. I think that's like a great tension building scene of who's got the glass in the a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got that piece of glass that's going to do
But you
something.
have to pick one death, okay? You have to.
I have to. Okay, I'm going to pick something.
It's the rules.
I'm going to pick something. I'm going to pick Iris.
Okay, the weather vane.
I'm going to pick it because it was fun.
Okay.
We all knew it was going to happen in a fun way.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? I think in the reaction, you're like, oh, she's going, right?
She also had so many dangerous things in her. What are you doing? You're supposedly trying to protect yourself from death. You have so many pointy things around. Get out. Come on.
Or the kid getting smashed by the piano. I don't know. It felt like this one was more gory, if you could believe it.
It makes sense, though. It's like we have the capacity now to show more through CG, right?
Yeah,
they're going to do that.
In the garbage truck getting
That
smashed.
is my most feared death.
Yeah.
Getting crushed. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the worst. The worst, being crushed. You like know what's happening, and like these things are closing in on you, and you're slowly just like squeezed like a grape. It's disgusting.
Like, getting closed in. We even knew that guy had all those piercings. That's a great thing too. It's like, oh, that MRI machine, those piercings. It's like, oh god, it's just like. That to me is more effective than like let's say like a Terrifier where someone just like gratuitously gets like split in half in a comical way. Those little things of like piercings or
because anyone who's had a piercing and has felt it get tugged on knows. You know what I mean? It's little things that I think you can relate to that make for the most compelling deaths because it's like you can feel it because you know
the laser
even just an ounce of what that feels like. Yeah. Okay, so here's my other issue, kind of similar. It's like in the number 5 movie. The main character at the end commits a murder. He kills his friend because his friend is trying to kill him, but he kills him first. According to the rules of the movie, he is therefore supposed to escape death. Then he dies in the plane crash, like days later. So it's like death. No, you're not being fair. This is not.
Maybe the horror of this. I think we brought this up too. Is like you can never escape death. It's never going to work.
Because that's one of my next questions then. Because they're like. In one of the movies in number 2, you mentioned this. If you kill yourself, this is another rule. If you die and then you come back, you can escape
Someone
death.
brings you back to life.
So what does this mean? Does this mean then if you escape death, then you live forever?
That's
you're immortal?
That's what he says. He says that
you're immortal?
Well,
it's like,
not immortal, but like I guess you gain the life of the person you killed, don't you?
No, we're not talking about killing a person in this one. We're talking about I die and then I come back to life. Now it's like I'm off death's radar. So I'm just going to live forever? So that's my next question.
Go back to it, maybe.
So then that's my next question. All of these just dovetail into like, then I start thinking like, is this really death at large coordinating the deaths of all human beings on the planet? Or is this like a little like little stinker death demon who's like, because we never really see person-on-person violence. He's always like doing
you
like
think he's
this.
like a trainee, and
No, I think he's just like, he's rogue. He's just like, because Ali Larter in the first one too mentions that like my dad got killed at like because like he was like there when a corner store was getting robbed and he just got in the way and like a person killed him. So does that mean Death was like, psst, 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 shoot this man? Do you know what I mean? Like we never see person-on-person
maybe
violence.
the Death's wind blew the gun into his hand.
We never see Death orchestrate person-on-person violence in these movies.
My guess
It's like,
he's being audited by God.
What?
He's being audited, and he's like, I gotta go back. I gotta fix all my mistakes.
oh my god, oh my
Yeah.
and then he tries to clean up one and
Someone's
he makes
gonna
another
look
one.
at the
and it's just
paperwork.
like-
Yeah.
Anyways, this cannot be Death at large, is my thinking. This is a little stinker death demon who's like doing his own thing and just like being like, I'm gonna like do some fun Rube Goldberg things and make some people die.
I feel like it's a guy cleaning up messes he's making and making more messes. And he's about to, his boss is going to come down hard on him, and he's going to be like, oh no.
There's bureaucracy to everything, isn't there?
Absolutely. There is
Oh
something
my
about like,
God.
and I don't know how much, but there, this is in the movies or anything, but they do bring up in the first one and in the latest one how much luck plays into it. And I wonder if you can do something
they?
reverse,
I don't even
like a
remember that.
lady luck. Okay, well, in the first one, it's like Devon Sawa, and the mom rips the things off his suitcase, and it's kind of like he's like, if you leave the
like,
tags from your previous, I guess,
Flight.
it's good luck, and the mom rips it off.
Okay.
And in the next, in this Bloodlines one, there's a lot of references to luck, the lucky coins.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The fact that the piercing guy was very lucky to be wearing a
Leather jacket. Yeah.
And I just wonder if it's like Death versus Lady Luck or
So
something.
here's my last thing. I got one last bone to pick then with Lady Luck.
Mhm.
You know what? Because we talked about like, okay, Death has a design.
Well, someone's giving these people premonitions.
That's what I'm talking about. Lady Luck is giving the premonitions. Do you know what, Lady Luck? You need to get a little bit more accurate. Because every time, and I know this is for the sake of the audience and not to give things away, but every time you give someone a freaking premonition, it's often the thing just before the death, not the death itself. They always see the
But that
shard of glass,
causes
the
it,
shard
though.
of glass.
But
It's
that
not,
causes her to freak out.
I know, I'm just
into-
saying, Lady Luck, you need to get more accurate. It's not the shard of glass that kills the man, it's the lawnmower.
But the shard of glass is
I know.
is part
I'm
of
just
it, though.
saying. You got to step up your game, Lady Luck. Okay, and I realize that's for the benefit of the audience because if we knew what was really coming, it would not be as tense. But
You know, my take is these things should go more into like the premonition aspect.
that would be
And
interesting.
how they're
Why are
getting
these
them, and
people
why
having
are they getting
premonitions?
them, and where's it coming from?
What's the best opening scene, according to you?
It's got to be 2, even though I don't love 2.
Me too. But there's no. Come on, this is so. This
She
has
was
got to
great.
be the most relatable, right? Everyone's been on the highway. You're by a truck.
And
or a
now
log
everyone,
truck,
whenever he sees a log truck, this is the movie they think about.
and it's so well executed. How can you not love
It's
this?
so well executed that in this Bloodlines, they bring it back as like the iconic
Yeah.
stuff of the series, and you're just like, that's from the second one, that's
Yeah.
from the first one. So it's definitely number 2, the one we all think about, I believe.
Best Tony Todd appearance.
It's for me number 1. I think I mentioned it. He says the line, the Mac Daddy line, which I love. But I think a number 2, close number 2, is Bloodlines, because he gets to say that. It seems like he's talking to his fans, the audience. He gets to say,
I know. He's just even like
goodbye.
processing for himself.
yeah,
I
he gets,
know.
and that's like very. But for me, he looks so sick. It's hard to
That's fair.
enjoy a little
That's
bit.
fair. For me, it's the opposite. I think number 5 is my favorite, but number 1 is a close second.
Number 5.
Sorry, number 6. Pardon
Okay.
me. Favorite movie overall?
I think this is a controversial choice. I'm going to pick number 3. It's my favorite in
Oh.
terms of like tone, and I like the goosebumpsy say cheese and die aspect of looking at pictures to see how people are going to die. I like the cast a lot. Like there's actually actors I enjoy, and I just wish the Tony Todd cameo would be better than just a voice.
Yeah.
And I guess it suffers from a kind of a weaker ending, I guess. I don't know.
None of the endings are great, as you pointed out. Number 5 might have the best ending.
Mhm.
My favorite movie is number 1, which I think is also controversial. But for me, that's nostalgia talking, honestly. It's like, it's so simple, so it doesn't need a twist. It just is what it is.
There's
It's
kind of like a dirty vibe in it, and I don't know.
I know. I don't care, though. I And maybe it's because when I watch all of these, my neurotic tendencies force me to always start at number 1, and so I've seen it the most. And just like I said, it's a nostalgia thing for me. I don't.
Also, the ones that are on film look great. There's just something about them.
Anyways, I do. Just yeah. Anyways, for me, number 1.
How do you rank them in total?
What do you mean?
How do you rank them?
Oh, number 1, 3, 5, 6, 2, 4.
Oh wow, 2 is very low. Wow.
Yeah, is that wrong?
No, it's not wrong.
What's
It's
you?
I think I go 3, 1, 6, 5. Is this yours too?
Basically.
Oh, okay, no, sorry. I put 5. I put 2, 5, and then 4.
What is your favorite Final Destination movie? What is your favorite kill? What is your favorite Tony Todd appearance? What is your favorite opening scene? We want to know. Comment below.
How do you feel about the series?
How do you feel about the series? Love it? Hate it?
Quietly, I think it's like one of the better series out there in terms of movies.
Quietly. It is I think one of the most consistent series. For a lot of them, with like 6 maybe plus entries, you have a lot of like, I think like
There's creativity.
really good, really bad.
They have to be creative in order to be good, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of visual creativity going
Yeah,
on.
it's
in these
good.
things.
They're
a lot
all,
of
they're
misleading
all
stuff.
solid enough. So I enjoy the series for that reason.
They try, right? I think they try to play with the audience.
Tell us what you think down below. We'd love to hear. That's all
Anything.
I got.
Argue with us.
Stay safe. Don't die. Lady Luck, get your shit together. That's it for now.
Watch for wind.